Developing professional mindset for enterprising young leaders was a theme of a program organized by JCI Lasso Campus last week, and I was their team speaker. And this is me recording my session for the listening pleasure of those of you who couldn't attend the program. So let's go. How you sell yourself if you have the rare privilege to meet the richest man in Africa? How? Or how will you sell your knowledge, skills, and expertise if you are stuck in the elevator with the CEO of one of the most prestigious organizations that you've always wanted to work? By the way, have you ever given that a thought as an undergraduate or a fresh graduate? If I have the rare privilege to meet the richest man in Africa, which by the way, I still believe strongly that I'm going to one of these days. If I have the rare privilege to meet the richest man in Africa, I will start by saying, good afternoon, sir. My name is Ibironke Ogumade. Please, can I take just a minute of your time? I promise I won't exceed a minute. I'm a certified career coach, and in the last 15 years, I've worked in 4 key sectors of the economy, responsible for placing thousands of youth in rewarding careers. In 2019, I started a management consulting firm called Careerfair, focusing majorly on mentoring youth, helping them discover, harness, and maximize their potential. And since inception, we've partnered with some development agencies like UNDP, LSCTF, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, GIZ, to mentor youth and try to make them economically independent. I really love an opportunity to partner with your prestigious organization, sir, so that together we can impact the lives of more youth in the country and probably across the continent. Thank you, sir, for this opportunity given me. And if you as a fresh graduate, if you have the rare privilege to meet the CEO of one of the most prestigious organizations that you've always wanted to work, I would expect your elevator pitch. Yes, your elevator pitch. By the way, what I just did is called an elevator pitch. And I will expect your elevator pitch to look and sound, something like this. My name is Tolulope Daniel, sir. Please, can I take just a minute of your time? I promise I won't exceed a minute. My name is Tolulope Daniels, a fresh graduate of the Ambrose Ali University, Epoma. I studied English and I eat and breathe content creation. I have good writing skills and good presentation skills. And as an undergraduate, I wrote and published over 50 contents, yes, across various social media platforms. My most engaged content had over 5,000 views. I really love an opportunity to work in your prestigious organization, sir, or better still, help you manage your personal social media handles so that you can connect and engage more with your audience. I've taken a critical look at your personal social media handle, and I have some ideas of how you can engage and connect more with your audience. Thank you, sir, for this rare privilege. And just before you begin to think that maybe the theme of a program has changed from developing professional mindset for enterprising young leaders to how to develop an elevator pitch, I say no, the theme of the day hasn't changed, but you will understand why I started with an elevator pitch soon. In 2010, yes, 2010, that's precisely 13 years ago, when I wrote and published Becoming Employable. At that time, unemployment rate was around 20 something percent. But even at that time, fresh graduates were being referred to by employers of labor as being half-baked, quarter-baked, or not baked at all, like a piece of pudding. And today, we all know what the current unemployment rate is. According to a recent publication by KPMG, unemployment rate is set to hit 41% before the end of the year. There is no better time than now for us to begin to address issues like this. And that's why I would like to commend the organizers of this program for putting together this program and for carefully crafting the theme of the day. I commend your efforts, all the hard work and dedication that has gone into this program. And thank you all for having me. Life after graduation. Life after graduation can be very challenging for a typical youth. You think about a million and one things that you can do with your life, and at every junction is as if there are roadblocks, impediments, deliberately orchestrated to frustrate your dreams, your efforts. But attending programs like this just before you graduate helps you map out a strategy of how to handle life after school. It doesn't mean that the journey will be easy. It just means that attending programs like this helps you map out a strategy of how to handle some of the challenges that you might face after graduation. So developing professional mindset for enterprising young leaders. My main duty or my main responsibility or my main task this morning is to help you or teach you how to develop professional mindset. But let me assume that all of you are enterprising young leaders. So let's start from what it means to be an enterprising young leader. So if somebody at one point or another has ever referred to you as being enterprising, or if somebody has used that adjective to qualify somebody that it means one or two or all of the attributes that I'm about to highlight. Being enterprising means that you see opportunity in all situations. Yes. Being enterprising means that you see opportunity in all situations. It means that you are creative, you're confident, you are disciplined, and you are skilled. Number one, it means that you see opportunity in all situations. You are confident, you are creative, you're disciplined, and you are skilled. That is what it means to be enterprising. So, to the main business of the day. How do I now develop professional mindset to be able to sustain my career, after graduation? I'm sure that all of us at one point or another have had to use that phrase to describe somebody that you know. And what's that phrase? Being professional. So if a friend or a relative of yours referred you to a medical doctor or a lawyer or even a social media manager, for instance, and you went ahead to book an appointment with the medical doctor, and after your session with him or her, you conclude that such a doctor is highly professional. There are some attributes or some adjectives that you have in mind that you have generalized, and you use that phrase to capture being professional. And those attributes, those adjectives, those core competencies are what we are going to consider today, being professional. Okay, so some of the characteristics, core competencies that characterizes a professional are: number one, knowledge, skills, and qualification. Knowledge, skills, and qualification, all under number one. Yes. So there is no medical doctor without a medical school. There is no lawyer without a law school. There is what is called a body of knowledge which every professional have to embrace before he or she is being regarded as a professional. There are certifications, there are qualifications that you have to subject yourself to, or that validate a professional. So, for instance, you might be in this tertiary institution and you're studying accounting, but you want to practice as a social media manager upon graduation. There is a body of knowledge that you have to embrace before you are regarded as a true professional. So, number one attribute that you have to realize that is necessary for you to embrace before you can be regarded as a professional, or for you to develop a professional mindset, is that you have to embrace the knowledge, skills, and qualification within a profession before you can be regarded as a professional. Am I right or am I right? Yes. And number two will be that you have to subject yourself to continuous education. Continuous learning is so important. That's because There is a limit to the type of knowledge that the four walls of this university will offer you. And every profession keeps evolving. It is your responsibility to keep up to date with the knowledge in the industry, or within the profession, or within the career that you find yourself. Organization understands the importance of continuous learning, and that's why they have dedicated a whole department, or a whole unit, to learning and development, because they realize that the more knowledge you have in a field, the higher your chances of being able to solve organizational problems. So the more you expose yourself to knowledge, and the more you update your knowledge within a career, within an industry, the better your chances of providing solutions to problems. So as a graduate who wants to develop professional mindset, you have to embrace continuous learning for you to be regarded as a professional. Am I right, or am I right? Number four attributes that characterizes a professional is that you have to be able to abide by the professional ethics of the profession that you find yourself. So I'll give you an illustration to buttress my point. Sometimes last year, I had a relative who was ill, and it was a terminal illness. And because we were in close contact with the medical doctor, we wanted the medical doctor, not to fully disclose the nature of the sickness or of the illness, because we wanted to protect the sanity of this our relative. And the doctor said it's against his professional ethics to lie to his patient, and that it was his responsibility to know how to break the news to this relative of ours. And he did effortlessly, and this our relative is on his healing journey. For me, such a doctor, I regard him as highly professional. And and that's why, for you as an undergraduate or a fresh graduate, you must understand the body of knowledge for each profession that you want to enter into, and embrace it. Every profession has what is called the code of conduct, the ethics that regulate and guide them, and you must embrace them if you want to be regarded as a professional, or if you want to start developing professional mindset. Another attribute that characterizes a professional is integrity. Let your yes be yes, and let your no be no, and let people know you for who you truly are. So I said that some of the characteristics that qualifies or validates a professional are: number one, knowledge, skills, and qualification. There is no medical doctor without a medical school. There is no lawyer without a law school. There are some body of knowledge that you have to embrace. Number two, you have to expose yourself to continuous learning. And number three, you have to be able to sell your knowledge, skills, and expertise. It's not enough for you to have knowledge, skills, and expertise. It's not enough for you to expose yourself to continuous learning. You have to be able to sell your knowledge, skills, and expertise. And at times, that's the difference between somebody who is highly paid and somebody who is underpaid. Your ability to sell yourself, and your ability to continuously sell yourself. As an undergraduate or a fresh graduate, you have to be prepared always, because you never can tell when the opportunity will present itself. So be prepared at all times to sell your knowledge, skills, and expertise. And that is why I preach the sermon of having an elevator pitch ready at all times. Practice over and over your elevator pitch, because like I said, you never can tell when you will meet that CEO of that prestigious organization, and you will just nail it. And your elevator pitch will be backed up by having quantifiable evidences. So it's not enough for you to say that I have great writing skills, or I have great presentation skills, I have this and this and these skills. What have you done with all of those skills that you claim to have? So evidences of the things that you have done, of projects that you've executed, that you think will be of benefit to the person you're pitching to, is highly needed. One final attribute that characterizes a professional will be emotional intelligence. Your ability to work with others. Emotional intelligence is being described as your ability to regulate your own emotions while understanding the emotions of others. We work with diverse type of people on a daily basis, and it is our responsibility to be able to work well with all kind of people. I know that some people are just impossible to work with, but that's what differentiates between someone who has a high level of emotional intelligence and somebody who doesn't have emotional intelligence. It is judged by your ability to work with others, because you cannot live in this world all by yourself, and you cannot be snapping at everybody because you are under pressure. So you have to be able to regulate your emotions. You have to be able to work well with others. Somebody who has a high level of emotional intelligence is able to resolve conflicts easily, is able to even have a high level of job satisfaction. Such a person thrives in almost all environments, and that is what you should strive for as an undergraduate or a fresh graduate. But you might want to ask me, Bironke, how do I increase my emotional intelligence? Your ability to expose yourself to different type of projects even while you're still here on campus, that will involve working with people. You don't give up easily because people are not cooperating. You don't give up because people, you're not having things your own way. You try to understand why people are the way they are, and try to work around them to achieve what you want to achieve. And you can continue to read online how to increase my emotional intelligence. That way you will be on your way to becoming better, or improving your emotional intelligence. Yes, and on that note, I've come to the end of this session. Keep pushing until you get what you want, and keep learning until you get your desired result. This is Veronica Okumade.